So this is the G2 A2 wireless microphone system from Synco. But is it any good and who is it aimed at? Let's start off by seeing what it sounds like in a plethora of different scenarios. This is what it sounds like playing football in the garden. Aidan, yes mate.
Stu, yes.
Yes. And this is what it sounds like playing ping pong. Oh, winner. How'd you like those apples, Tia?
I don't know what I'm meant to say back to that.
And this is what it sounds like when you're walking around a subject, turning your back to the camera, trying to explain what something is. So for instance here, we've got a bike that's red and it's got wheels. This is what it sounds like when you're riding your bike around a wooded area and you've got a few little kind of trees and bits and pieces, obstacles in the way. Hopefully that should be a good little test for more of you active folk. This is what it sounds like recording someone inside a car from outside the car. And this is what it sounds like recording someone outside the car from inside the car. This is what it sounds like just using the unit on its own with no dead cat. And this is what it sounds like with the dead cat. So no wireless microphone review would be complete without a distance test. So let's kick things off at 5 meters. And at the moment I'm using the mic, the transmitter is just attached to the front of my jeans here, and I'm using the lav mic. So this is obviously me talking to the camera. Then I'll just do a slow kind of spin around just to see if we're getting any cutouts whilst I come back to face the camera. This is what it sounds like at 10 meters talking to the camera. And then if I spin around, this is what it sounds like spin away from the camera and back round to facing. This is what it sounds like at 25 meters facing the camera. And again, just spinning around and from the camera and then back to the camera again. This is what it sounds like at 50 meters talking to the camera and again turning around to face the camera again. This is what it sounds like at 100 meters talking to the camera. Then I'm going to slowly away from the camera, turn back again, so that I'm facing the camera. And finally, this is how it sounds at 150 meters talking to the camera. Then if I slowly turn around, this is how it's away, and then I'll just back again to finally face the camera. And so what I'm going to do now is just kind of just waffle on the way back to the camera, just so that we can see if there's any audio cutouts. We can just see how it performs. I'm going to stay facing the camera at this distance because I think at this distance it's probably not going to work facing away anyway. So we're just now approaching the 100 meter mark. Got some old t-shirts that I've used here just to use as some markers to get our distances. This kind of only approximate, you know, I'm just using my steps, but hopefully it's about right. We're over the park at the minute. I'm filming this on the Sigma 56mm 1.4 lens. It's pretty quiet, you know, there's only sort of dog walkers and stuff around. It is a little bit windy. I'm using the unit, I've got the transmitter just attached onto my jeans here at the front. This is the 50 meter mark, by the way. Yeah, I've got it attached to my jeans at the front and I'm using the lav mic because I think the quality is just ever so slightly better when using the lav mic. I can see I've got a dog here that's interested in one of my markers, and hopefully we're not experiencing any cutouts yet. There's my dog chasing after some other dogs. That was the 25 meter mark. You might hear some of these dogs in the background now. And then finally we're back to the 10 meter mark. So by now, hopefully, we'd have seen if there's any cutouts and we can take a look at the footage after this. So just kind of butting in on my own video there, I've now had chance to review that footage. And I have to say, I was a tiny bit gutted that, you know, it didn't work all the way around at 5 meters, that there was a real tiny cutout there, and at 10 meters there was a bit of a cutout. I thought it would cope at those distances. But I have to say, in line of sight and distance, I thought it performed really well. You know, like at 150 meters, the audio was still really clear. And walking all the way back to the camera, it performed pretty much flawlessly. It's also performed really well for all the talking head sections that, you know, I filmed for this video. And again, there's been 0 cutouts there, which I'm really happy about because, you know, that's the main scenario that I'm going to be using this. And again, you know, for any intros that I'm going to do where I'm outdoors doing them, I'm going to be facing the camera, probably within 5 to 10 meters away, you know. So for my purposes, again, it's going to work really well, although some of you may be a little bit put off by those minor cutouts. You can use the mic as a standalone unit with the inbuilt mic, which is what I'm using now, or you can use one of the supplied lav mics, which is what you're hearing now. By the way, I'll put links to the microphone and all other info and bits and pieces down in the description. Also, this is completely unprocessed audio you're listening to at the moment, with the gain on the receiver set to 9 and the audio level on my A6600 set to 5. In fact, something to note is that the audio levels seem to record slightly louder when you're using the lav mic. I'll throw up the settings that I found to work the best on the screen now. Like I was saying, this is still all unprocessed audio that you're hearing, but I'm going to switch over now to processed audio. And when I say processed audio, I'm just using the Premiere Pro preset, the balanced male voice preset. So this is what you're going to hear for the remainder of the video. So in the box, you're going to get 2 transmitters and a receiver, 2 dead cats, a cable for smartphones and a cable for cameras, 2 lav mics, 2 pop filters, 2 clips for the lav mics, a charging cable to charge all 3 units at the same time, and finally a handy carry case to store everything. So a quick run through of the main features of the mic. The battery will last for 8 hours continuous filming. There's a 1-button mute function. Charging is done via USB-C. Each transmitter features a low-cut gain control. Each unit features a true colour TFT display. There's an output on the receiver so you can monitor audio in real time. You have the ability to record in either mono or stereo. And the transmitters and receiver only weigh 39 grams each. So what does it cost? At the time of putting this video live, this set is 180 quid on Amazon, which I think is a really fantastic price. I think the Rode Wireless Go 1 is approximately 175 quid, but obviously you've only got the 1 transmitter with that kit. And then you've also got obviously the Rode Wireless Go 2, which I think is about 230 quid. But something to note is that both those Rode systems don't come with any lav mics. And if you want to get Rode lav mics, they're 50 quid a pop. So that's something to bear in mind when you're weighing up the costs of these 3 systems. Like you, I've watched a few reviews about all these mics and stuff, and I've no doubt that, you know, I think general consensus is probably that the Rodes have got slightly better audio quality, but in all honesty, I'm not really that bothered. As you may have gathered, I'm no audio professional, but you know, I still want decent sounding audio for my YouTube vids and for the odd paid gig that I get as well. And that's the reason that I think I'm probably the perfect kind of customer that this product is aimed at. You know, I'm not a professional, because if you're a professional, I'm sure you're going to be out there looking at probably past the Rode kits, you're going to be looking at like Pro Sennheiser kits, all that kind of stuff. But for little old me that's just banging out the odd YouTube video and bits and pieces, I think this fits the bill perfectly. So what are the not so good points about this kit? These are fairly niggly points, I guess, but as you might have seen in other reviews, although it's lovely that all these little units have got the TFT true colour displays, unfortunately in bright sunlight they are particularly hard to see. On listening back to the audio, you can hear a subtle hiss, you know, which after reading up though, I've kind of found out that I think that is a fault, not so much a fault, I think that is just a trait with most wireless microphone systems. So, you know, I mean, I know that I can clear that up a little bit in Premiere Pro, but I mean, I've not noticed it to be too bad, to be honest. And again, like I say, for my purposes, I'm more than happy with it. And finally, although you've got the ability to mute on the transmitters, there's no actual signal on the receiver to see that someone's muted themselves. I mean, I guess you're probably going to see that, you know, the volume bar stops going, but it'd be nice maybe if there was a little icon on there to say that someone's muted it. But again, it's just, I'm just sort of nitpicking a little bit. It's not anything that's really going to bother me too much. So full disclosure, Synco did send me this microphone, and special thanks to Elia, who I was speaking with. Sorry if I've just butchered your name. But, you know, I'm free to say whatever I want, and I only accepted it because I was actually in the market to buy something like this anyway, so it was kind of just perfect timing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please help me become a YouTube zillionaire by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.